We are in the Magathie River. We're gonna take a slip that some friends of ours offered to us. So we're excited to check out this area and maybe even go into Annapolis. We've never been. And while we're at the dock, it's a great time to do some projects. I can't believe we scratched the wrap. This will be so much easier to do while we're at the dock.
With temperatures climbing, we gotta get the shades on the windows.
The ultimate boat cushion isn't looking very ultimate. This time, I'm gonna do outdoor fabric, so it will last longer.
I don't know what I did wrong.
Back to the hold!
Got engine work to do.
The adventure bug bit 20 years ago.
Now on our 4th season, on our 4th boat, we had been headed to the Pacific when a medical emergency and closed borders sent us north instead of south.
Join us as we explore the Chesapeake Bay.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing.
When we got the wrap, I know there were several critics out there who said, this is not gonna last. And what do we say? I don't know. We'll see. Burl said, this stuff is really, really tough. You know, you can leave this out in the sun. You don't have to wax it. You don't have to polish it. Tough stuff. But it's not gonna stand up to a really sharp object. And that's exactly what happened when we were docking at the last slip. One little screw or nail was sticking out, and we had a somewhat over-helpful helper on the dock who pulled the boat in, and we got this scrape. We're gonna do our best to fix it in a way that makes it go away, or at least go away from 4 or 5 feet away. We'll see how it turns out. There's kind of some, I guess, serrated edges to this little ouchie. And so I'm going to take a razor blade and I'm going to try and clean up the edges so that it's more of a clean line. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to use this wrap cut, and we form kind of an outline around the boo-boo, and then after we put the patch on, we're going to pull these lines, and that will hopefully lead to a straight cut. Special squeegee, compliments of Burl. It's got felt on one side, kind of allows you to really slip along.
Oh, pro! Nice. You cannot see that at all.
I did a fair job, but now it's time to turn it over to a professional.
Well, now that I've had the advantage of watching you learn, or watching you figure it out the hard way, let's see if I can do this.
Yeah. All right.
Whew. Now I pull this?
Guess so. Wow. We're like 2 or 3 feet from the repair, and you can't really see it.
Yeah, if I'm right here, for sure. I can't see it from here at all.
Yeah.
Dude! Woo! Well, this is fun. It's always fun to go for a walk.
We're walking, exploring. This is definitely a water lifestyle here in the Chesapeake.
I know.
You gotta be on the water.
We have lots of boats. Fast boat, slow boat, small boat.
Big boat. All right, break's over. Now back to work. Now you remember we replaced this hatch a few weeks ago down in St. Augustine. And now it's time to make it look like all of its friends. We put this VViVid vinyl covering on all the hatches a couple years ago to help shade and keep the boat cooler, and I tell you, it's done a terrific job for us. Now the process of putting this down is actually pretty simple. You got to remove the hardware first, and then trim around the openings for the hardware and around the edges of the plexiglass. Now it's a little harder than it looks. Straight edge is definitely necessary, and making those corners is always a trick. Are you a pooper?
Over the
Where's your friend? project day continues on Clarity.
The ultimate boat cushion, I think this is going on a full year. It used to be this color, and it served its purpose, it's done its time, and now I'm going to start over using Sunbrella. So this should last for years.
I gotta check up on my worker. How things going on in here?
Well, I'm come to the very last part, and it's the hardest part, where I'm merging 3 different fabrics together around a corner with a zipper. Because turning a corner is challenging, because you gotta have all your corners line up.
Is it harder with an audience?
It's harder.
If anybody can do it, you can do it.
And then it has to all, you can't have any gaps.
No gaps.
No gaps. Home stretch.
I think you need a reward.
Ooh, what's it gonna be?
Chocolate and coffee. Is this a before and after picture?
This is. So I think this is a new and improved ultimate boat cushion.
So this would be the supreme ultimate boat cushion. You can't get any more ultimate. Glad to be at a dock, eh?
Yeah.
It's coming down. Famous afternoon thunderstorms in the Chesapeake Bay popping up, just kind of rolling along. If you've ever wondered why they say that boats rot in port, or boats that don't get used much have more problems than boats that actually do get used a lot, here's just one little example. And this is on a boat that we live on full time and cruise full time, and yet there are issues that creep up. This is, I guess, what you call a pulley or something, comes off the crankshaft in the engine. And there's a belt that sits around here, and that drives the raw water pump and also the alternator. And you can see that there's a little bit of corrosion around where it connects to the crankshaft. There's an oil seal there. The corrosion problems are much worse on boats that don't get used a whole lot. And what'll happen is the corrosion will wear away that oil seal, and you'll get minor oil leaks. Now, it's really not that big a deal. It's not like we can even measure the difference in oil levels over even 50 hours or so. But it leaves a little bit of a mess, and it's a sign that there's a problem. All right, I'm doing a cleanup job. I'm gonna paint this to inhibit the rust, and also show me where I might have leaks in the future. It's really important though, when you are using something like an emery board or some coarse grit sandpaper, don't sand any of the contact point areas around the seal. You gotta use really fine sandpaper if you use anything at all. I'm talking about like 2000 grit. This needs to be polished absolutely smooth. If you use really coarse grit paper on this, it's going to scar up that face, and then it's going to eat your seal right away. So clean it up for paint, and then I'm going to clean up around that rub area too with some very fine grit paper. I've got some matching Yanmar gray, so this will look good as new.
Shiny. Good job.
Yeah, shiny for about 10 minutes.
We borrowed some bikes from our friends Brad and Quan, and we are looking for a bike trail to Annapolis. Hey, you got a bike?
Right, baby. Pretty cool.
Yeah. It's an old railroad.
Yeah. You know, it was a long time ago we were eating Snickers.
I love Snickers. Up early, 6 a.m. We're getting a coffee and we're out of here. So what do you think? Should we head back down to Solomon's?
We're all this way in the Chesapeake and we don't go to Annapolis.
It would be fun to take a mooring in Annapolis.
Think we can remember how? Oh, and I guess we forgot. What happened here?
I got all confused with the bowsprit up.
One more line to weave through.
Oh, it has to go on the outside.
Yes, outside is best.
Smile.
I'm smiling for sure.
Me too.
We came all this way, all the way up from the Bahamas. We crossed shoals and banks and capes to come to the U.S. Naval Academy Museum. But wouldn't you know it, it's closed. Nah, we're in Annapolis, just kind of bouncing around. Cute so far, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
But it's been COVIDed, and that means no access for us, general populace. We need to be more special than we are.
Very spontaneous. We woke up this morning in Twin Harbors and had no idea where we were coming. Ended up on a mooring in Annapolis. Not the virus.
I like that.
Spread the love, not the virus.
Yeah. So let me ask you, why do you think it's called Ego Alley?
I think because they dock really nice big boats along here and it's really narrow and you gotta have some cojones to be able to come down here, turn around without hitting boats. We are going to Pussers to meet some patrons and some viewers and have a socially distant meetup.
You live in Virginia?
Yeah, in Springfield.
What'd you get?
We got a Leopard 46.
We're looking for that. We want some gunfire. We want to see some drug use.
It's not so much the location as the time of day.
Yeah, very good.
It was a gorgeous finish to a beautiful and really fun evening. But those clouds, they meant business. The winds picked up and the skies just opened up on us. Heavy rain, crazy lightning, and then the winds. After the storms went by, the winds really built from the east. And if you look at a chart, you can see that the harbor is open towards the north and northeast, and it seemed like the wind and the waves were moving right in on us. Felt like we were in a washing machine for about an hour and a half or 2 hours. Finally, the wind subsided, the lightning stopped, and we were able to get some sleep.
Thanks everybody for watching, and special thanks to our patrons. We really, really appreciate your support.
Yeah, and folks have also been donating through PayPal through the Sail Clarity website. So also an extra big thank you to you guys who've been so generous with us. We really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, we love all your comments and emails, so keep them coming.
Keep them coming, guys.
And if you didn't know, we also have a podcast that we do every week.
What, we don't talk about it enough, everybody? Stitcher, iTunes, and where else?
Spotify.
Spotify. You can find us Under the Sheets with the O'Kellys, a little bit more behind the scenes, background sort of stuff.
Yeah, a little free flow.
Yeah. So join us there, and until next time.
We'll see you next week, guys. Thank you.
Take care.